Hi and welcome to the first Pursue Pod. With me today I have the co-founder of CSUSA and the Pursue Group, Kim Kroon, and by my side today's guest, Stian Sanner. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to start this.
Yeah, finally.
It's been a while.
Yep, we talked about this in Baltimore in January, and now we're finally here in August.
Yeah.
Yep. It takes time.
Things take time.
Yeah, things take time. Yeah.
But we have Stian here. You're a CSUSA alum, I would say.
True.
Finally.
Yeah, finally.
It's taken a while for you to come back to Norway, but now you're here.
Yeah.
Nice to be back.
Very nice to be back. I've been looking forward to moving back for a little while now, but yeah, after 5 years, it was time.
Yeah. And 5 years that flies by, I would say, because it's I can remember you starting. I think your dad called me up because I remember this now because I did some research before this, and he was a swimmer, went
Correct.
to University of Minnesota, I think.
Correct.
So I imagine he was the one pushing you to, along maybe with some other friends that you had, to say, hey Stian, you need to go and do this.
Yeah.
Is that how it was?
Yeah, a little
back
bit.
in the Sanner household in Kristiansand?
A little bit. I mean, Dad was a captain there at University of Minnesota as a swimmer. He was also a captain of the national team back home, and he's told me everything about college and how they did it over there. And yeah, I can say that I followed a little bit of his footsteps for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. It's important to have. That's how I got over there. It was like in my team that I used to play for here on the men's and women's side. A lot of players did that. They went to the States and they kind of that was like a natural thing for me to do. So to have someone that that have done it and liked it, obviously, and that kind of pushed me to the. There's many ways you can get to the States, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But if we go back to the beginning, I'll talk you through how I remember it. You're born in 1994.
Correct.
Right? So you graduated high school in June 2013.
Right.
On time, and then I think we started talking a little bit. But then you did a year in the military.
Correct.
You couldn't. In Norway, now it's not. It used to be that you had to do it if you were called up to the military, but unless you faked the sport injury or something,
Right.
you couldn't.
Right.
You had to. Then you got exempt, but obviously that wouldn't work because you were a sporty guy and you were going to go to the US. So
Right.
You did your service, and then you started the work with us because we've been in touch, and I'd explained to you, okay, this is how we can help you to the US with. Evaluate you from a sporting standpoint, look at your academics, etc. But then you started to, you came to Oslo. You moved here, BI
Correct.
Business School. You wanted to do a year here. Why did you do that first?
Well, first of all, like it started when I talked to some of my friends that they were already over there in America, and that like before I even went into the army, so I knew a little bit about it. But then I wasn't sure what I wanted to do exactly when I graduated high school. So what I actually did was to, tell myself, yes, maybe I'm looking for a new challenge, and I went to the army. They do have a lot of, leadership development kind of programs in there that I was a part of, and I was a, corporal and a squad leader, and I like to look at myself as a leader in many ways. So I got a lot of good things from there. But then again, I didn't have a lot of soccer to relate to or to refer to even to get a good scholarship in America. So I was like, well, I can't.
I remember that.
Right. So I didn't have much videos or anything. So, the chance of me getting a good scholarship it's not too high right now. So I couldn't do another gap year just to work or to play more soccer. I actually had to study. So I was thinking about it as an opportunity to, start with my business degree that I really wanted to pursue. That's why I moved to Oslo and did 1 year at BI Norwegian Business School. And then I had time to play soccer alongside that to get much footage, and I also went to the showcase while I was in Oslo.
Exactly.
Flew to Stockholm from Oslo, and I went to the showcase, and it went decent. And then after that,
it went decent till the, I think, 78th minute or something in the
Right.
last game.
Right.
And then you scored an absolute rocket from 30 meters out. It was.
Yeah, it was.
Am I not remembering that?
No, it was more like 20 or something like
20?
that, but it was still far out.
I was saying 30.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
They could see it, but it
Right.
we're gonna try and find that clip. Obviously, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good moment for me. The thing was that I had, like I said, it was a decent practice and game that I had before that, during that whole Saturday that we were there. A lot of coaches from America went to see me and see the other 100 players play. So I was kind of mad that I got subbed out in like the 55th minute or 57th minute, and I was like, is this it? Am I even gonna get looked at now from coaches? And I think it was a little injury or someone was tired. So it's like, Stian, are you ready for the last 15? I was like, of course I'm ready. I'm here to show myself. And it took me like 4 minutes. I got a through ball, and I just pretty much planted into the top corner and
upper 90.
Upper
It was
90,
just
yeah.
Beautiful. And I remember, because I was really hoping that you were gonna do great in this event, because you'd had a year in the military. I mean, your background was good. I mean, you're a good soccer player, but it's all about also showing that. And,
Yeah.
It was. I remember you put maybe a little bit of extra pressure on yourself that, hey, I have to deliver in this showcase setting, otherwise
100%.
I'm not going to start playing, because this was in November, late November, and the
November.
season here, it's done by then, and then you have to wait till maybe pre-season games in maybe middle of February or something like
Right.
that. So we didn't really have time to. We needed some good stuff from this.
100%, and that's not even the full story. I broke my collarbone in late July after I was done in the military. So
I didn't remember that.
right.
Yeah.
So I was
bump
like,
in the road.
walking around like an idiot, couldn't play soccer for a couple of months even after the army. So November was probably, that practice or that showcase was some of my first touches after, I would say, my season ended July year before that. So it was almost like 14, 15, 16 months even in or after that I play organized soccer that I was actually like, this is my shot.
Yeah.
And I, like I said, it went decent, but then I took it, and then after that it was a couple of schools that came and they were interested. Yeah.
No, it was fun. It was you were relieved after the game.
Oh, I was very relieved for sure.
But that's the interesting thing. You obviously did what some people do. You had your gap, which was the military. You did the business management year at BI Business School, very good business school. And you couldn't do 2 gap years. There's some rules in the college system.
Correct.
We're not going to go deep into that here, but you couldn't have had 2 years of a gap and played organized soccer. But you could start playing on a club team in that year you did in university here.
Correct.
Also, you didn't have to do the SAT. That was a positive, right? The
Yeah.
SAT test, if you were going in as a freshman, regular freshman, you would have had to take that test.
Right. I got a few offers as the weeks went by after we were done in Sweden. And there was a couple of schools in that area, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida area, East Coast. But I had
all the way up to New York even.
Yeah, New Jersey as well, actually.
Jersey, yeah.
University in New Jersey as well, actually with a Norwegian coach that I was in talk with.
Yeah.
So that was another opportunity. But I had it was a really good offer from Mars Hill, and there was also another Norwegian that played there. I actually had a friend that played at a school in Florida that I got an offer from as well. That he played strikers, so he was like, "Yeah, come and play striker with me." But I had a good feeling about Mars Hill. They're a little bit smaller school, but
Up in the mountains.
up in the mountains a little bit, yeah, Western North Carolina. So it was a little bit it changed, kind of similar to Norway, but it's definitely not like Florida or like Manhattan in New York or anything like that. So
Mr. Boston over here.
Yeah.
At least for the first year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a huge difference, I guess. Well, I've experienced both of them because, I came to Boston the first time. And
You did like the reverse of Stian.
yeah, so Boston, huge city, tons of people, nightlife is great, tons of students because there's,
So many schools.
yeah, like 15 to 20 schools.
MIT is there
So,
as
yeah,
well.
so there's, there's plenty of colleges and universities over there. So it's a really good environment because it's, you know, like here in Norway, we can call that Trondheim is a student city or Bergen is a student city. Boston is sort of the same thing there because there's so many students. And then I ended up in the mountains, in the White Mountains, as it's called, up in Plymouth State University.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yeah.
Very similar, I would say. I've never been up there. I've been, of course, to Asheville, which is the bigger. Marshall was what, 20 minutes from there?
Yeah, like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
So
that is nothing.
No, it's right around the corner.
And
Yeah.
Asheville is cool.
Yeah.
But that is like a hippie town. It's arty people go
Yeah,
there.
it's a really special place to
vibrant.
come to. And when I say Asheville, people think I mean Nashville, which
Yeah.
is not the case. I mean, it's not like
No N
two different
in
worlds.
Asheville.
There's no N in Asheville. So yeah, it's Asheville with an A.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a little bit hippie. It's actually, I think it's the beer capital of America. So they have a lot of breweries and stuff like that. They're really into that kind of stuff. So it's a big change from coming from studying in Oslo to that area as well. So yeah, it was an interesting city.
But I remember the offers coming in, and we were talking about them, and you know, it was a combination of where's the best place I will play a lot and good for my development, and you know, we talked about Asheville. I remember that, and obviously scholarship mattered. $30,000, boom, on the table.
Yeah.
Please sign. And I think that tempted you quite a bit.
Of course, and you know, different universities are priced differently as well, so you need to take in that to consideration, obviously. So I got a really good offer from Mars Hill, and it was I have a really good feeling, but also, like you said, I'm an honest guy when it comes to, for me to combine soccer and the study life as well. You know, people go to America and they go to big schools that are a lot of resources, and they're gonna, you know, develop as players and be the best they can be on the pitch. For me, it was about that as well as getting that social life and that college community life on the side as well. And I've been honest with that all the time. Like I said to Kim even in the beginning, am I a D1 player? Can I play on a good D1 level? And he was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, you might not get to start in the Big Ten or anything. So I was being really like honest with myself and with our conversation, and be like,
it's important.
yeah, where can you fit? Where can you fit?
If I tell you, hey, yeah, you're gonna go to a big D1 school and play right away, and you don't,
Right.
you're not gonna be that happy there probably.
Right.
It's to meet that expectation is, and that's why we remember there was an issue that you hadn't played in a little while, and that
Of course.
you'd been out for some time because of the military and everything.
Mhm.
But important to be upfront about that, and so that we're on the same team.
Right.
I mean, we're part of this journey together in a way. We're paving the way, but and navigating and finding options. Of course, you're the one deciding.
Yeah.
But I need to know what you're thinking, and
Right.
you need to hear from me that I've been in the States. I've helped many students there, and I'm, you know, we know roughly where it is that you should have a good shot at playing and doing well.
I
And
think
that's
that
key.
and I think that everyone that is looking for a new opportunity to go to America, it has to take so many things into consideration when you choose a school. There's just so many things to go through that, you know, you're talking about playing time, you're talking about location, you're talking about size of school, you're talking about there's just so many things to, like scholarship money, so many things to take into consideration for one choice of a school if you get more options, right? So for me, it was always to like, okay, where can I get kind of like the most check marks here to be able to have a full confident you know, decision for myself.
A holistic thing for you.
Yeah, a realistic thing. Like I want to play every game when I'm there. I'm there to play and to study in a whole different part of the world than Norway. So if you come over there and you're you're on the bench all the time because you think you're in a great place or stuff like that, it's not really the same. So we had a really good conversation throughout the whole process of me getting to the States, and all the way from the beginning, you knew a lot more than I did from being realistic to like where can you fit. So when I was like tempted to go for the bigger schools or whatever, maybe I'm not that good of a player, so let's be realistic about it. And we did find a good fit in Mars Hill University at the beginning. Yeah,
because not many people, they think about, I'm gonna go to the mountains in North Carolina.
Right.
You know, that's just an option that comes, and you explore it, and we look at it together. And I mean, I've been there, so I could talk
Right.
to you about it from experience, which always helps. Because it was only like an hour and a half from where I studied in South Carolina.